right. Jack, I think we've lost one of our greats, Angelo Mosca, King Kong Mosca, and I think Jack's got the information on Angelo Mosca.
Yeah, I've put together a short story, maybe not too short, but I'll get to it. Angelo Mosca was born in Waltham, Massachusetts on February 13th, 1937, and was an American professional football player and a professional wrestler. He was a defensive lineman in the CFL, and as a wrestler, Mosca was known by the nicknames King Kong Mosca as well as Big Nasty. Mosca was elected to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 1987, the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame in 2012, and the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame in 2013. Mosca attended the University of Notre Dame and was drafted by the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles in 1959 in the 30th round. But he had already decided to play in the CFL in 1958 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He was traded to the Ottawa Rough Riders on August 15, 1960, and played for the Rough Riders in 60 and 61 before joining another team for 5 games. He played his remaining years from 1962 to 1972 with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He was a 5-time All-Star. Unlike most football players that became wrestlers, Mosca balanced both careers for many years and played football until 72, all while maintaining a high-profile wrestling career. Mosca played in 9 Grey Cup games, more than any other player in CFL history. Mosca's teams won 5 Grey Cup games, 1 with the Ottawa Rough Riders and 4 with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He is infamous for the 51st Grey Cup game out-of-bounds late hit on a star running back, Willie Fleming. With Fleming out of the game, the Tiger Cats went on to win the Grey Cup, and Mosca's reputation as being the meanest CFL player grew. It was a reputation he later promoted as the notorious professional wrestler King Kong Mosca. Mosca was brought into wrestling by Montreal promoter Eddie Quinn. He began wrestling in the offseason and became a full-time wrestler after his retirement from football. He wrestled all across North America, always at or near the top of the card, and almost always as a heel, even in Toronto until the late 1970s. Then he became a babyface, and in the early 1980s, the lead babyface. In 1981, the World Wrestling Federation hired him, and he wrestled as the promotion's most hated heel due to his brutal style. He became a top challenger to WWF champion Bob Backlund, but was not successful in winning the title. He also engaged in a feud with Pat Patterson, who was by then a part-time wrestler, who also did commentary on the WWF syndicated programs. Mosca had attacked Patterson at a television taping with a water pitcher. The attack was set off by comments made by Patterson, who had grown disgusted with Mosca's rule-breaking tactics and had publicly thanked the referee for disqualifying Mosca for refusing to pin his badly beaten opponent in a match. Later on, Mosca was the color commentator and wrestled for the WWF TV tapings in Ontario from August 84 until January 85 as a babyface. After being let go by the WWF, Mosca promoted the NWA in Ontario from 85 to 87. Mosca organized an NWA card in Hamilton in February 1986 called Mosca Mania that drew an excellent house of 12,000. He retired from professional wrestling that year. Mosca lived in and around Hamilton, Ontario for many years with his wife, Helen, a real estate agent. He first met her in 96 at a Tiger Cats game. They married in 98. He had been divorced once and widowed prior. He authored a book with Steve Milton called Tell Me to My Face. The book was released in September 2011. Also in 2011, Mosca got into a fight with former British Columbia Lions quarterback Joe Kapp at a CFL alumni luncheon regarding a controversial hit Mosca had made in 1963. Talk about holding a grudge. Mosca ended up hitting Kapp on the head with his cane. The video of the fight went viral and made all the worldwide sports reports that year. And you can still find that on YouTube, by the way. Mosca auctioned off the cane he used against Cap at the following year's alumni luncheon for $7,700, with the money going towards the Alumni Association's Dire Straits Fund for struggling former players. Mosca appeared in several TV commercials in Canada in the 70s and 80s. He still made public relations appearances for the league and the Tiger Cats and for other businesses. In February 2015, he revealed that he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. His number 68 football jersey was retired by the Hamilton Tiger Cats Football Club on August 27, 2015, at a ceremony at Tim Horton Field in Hamilton. This is only the second jersey number the club has ever retired. When asked about why he liked being a pro wrestler so well, he replied, "Wrestling was tailor-made for me. If you knew how to talk and tell lies, boy, I was right there. I went all over the world." Mosca died in Hamilton at a full-time care facility where he had been for several years at the age of 84 on November 6, 2021. He is remembered by many as a Canadian sports icon and is one of the toughest professional wrestlers of all time.
Tremendous King Kong Mosca. I loved him when he was in Georgia Championship Wrestling. What was that saying, Rodney, again?
He walks and he talks and he does exactly what he wants, and he did. He absolutely did, and nobody would get in his way because he'd get run over. There was very few that was as big as he is. Stan Hansen was one that was big as he was. But,
and I was fortunate to see him during some of his one of his Columbus runs anyway, or Georgia run. And, man, he was so impressive. So impressive. I rank him right up there with Ernie Ladd because I was just shocked at how big he was the first time I saw him come out of a dressing room.
Yeah, just tremendous. I thought he was one of the best Georgia heavyweight champions. I just thought that belt meant a lot when he had that the title. It was tremendous, and the stuff he did in Carolinas was tremendous. He got over. Oh, by the way, in the next week, we're going to have another way that you can support the channel through audiobooks now. And the only thing about it right now, I do not actually. I forgot to get the graphic that was supposed to go up there for that. But next week we'll let everyone know how you can become a new customer and receive 2 months off of your club price, and a lot of wrestling books available at audio books now. So next week we'll talk a little bit more about that, and we'll give you the information of what you can do to receive 2 months off your club price. So we'll talk about that next week.